discussing about one of the plant physiological chapter, that is photosynthesis. Now, starting with the introduction part, there were different scientists who had contributed to find out how photosynthesis takes place. We will be starting with the site where exactly the process of photosynthesis occurs. So as you all know, the site of photosynthesis is the chloroplast. This is the internal structure of the chloroplast. Now, there are two main regions in the chloroplast which are actually involved in the process of photosynthesis. So as you see, the chloroplast is going to have two regions. One of them is the grana and the other one is stroma. Now, grana is made up of units called as thylakoid. These units stack pile. When they stack together, the complete structure is called as the grana. And thylakoids are the units of grana which are actually involved in the process of photosynthesis because they have a green colored pigment called as chlorophyll. The fluid system is formed by the stroma. Granule units, they are connected together with the help of structures called as the stromal lamellae. So the grana, stroma and the stromal lamellae, all of these are involved in the process of photosynthesis. They all have certain roles to play. Let us first discuss about the grana and the stroma. As I said, grana is the membrane system. It forms the membrane system of the chloroplast, whereas the stroma forms the fluid system. In this fluid system, there can be different starch granules, ribosomes, or liquid droplets present. Now, grana is basically involved, or the membrane system is involved in the light reaction of photosynthesis. These light reaction, there are different steps which are involved in light reaction. The first being, it is actually involved in trapping of light. As a result of trapping of light, there will be synthesis of ATP and there will be NADPH synthesis. The fluid system is basically responsible for carrying out the dark reaction. Again, these dark reaction, you can say, is involved in fixing carbon dioxide to synthesize sugar. And how these carbon dioxide will be fixed to synthesize the sugar? By utilizing the products of ATP and NADPH. For the same very process to take place, this ATP and NADPH, which are the products of the light reaction, are being utilized. Now, this reaction is the reaction which takes place in the grana or the membrane system is called as light reaction because it is light dependent. In absence of light, these reactions cannot take place. This reaction is called as dark reaction because it is light independent. It can or it cannot, it can take place in the presence or absence of light, both. Remember, it is not called as dark reaction because it takes place at the night. No, it is called as dark reaction because it is not directly dependent upon the light. Instead, you can say that it is dependent upon the products of the light reaction, that is ATP and NADPH. So this is all about the structure of the chloroplast and the parts which are involved in carrying out the process of photosynthesis. Now let us see that what exactly takes place or how exactly photosynthesis takes place. Now, as I said earlier also, photosynthesis is going to involve two types of reactions. It is called as a light phase. Actually, you can say photosynthesis will have two phases, the light phase, or it can also be called as the photochemical phase or dark phase, which can also be called as the biosynthetic phase. Now, the light phase is actually that phase during which there will be two processes taking place or two activities that will be taking place. One is splitting of the water molecule, and second is called as the phosphorylation reaction. Now, as a result of splitting of the water molecule, what will happen is oxygen will be released, and what happens exactly in photophosphorylation? The ATP formation takes place, right? In the dark phase, as I discussed earlier also, there will be fixing of carbon dioxide. That will be taking place. Together, all these processes will be somewhere involved in completing the process of photosynthesis. Now, these phosphorylation reaction, which takes place for the synthesis of ATP, can again, depending upon the pathway they follow, can be cyclic phosphorylation or non-cyclic phosphorylation. When we'll be studying these in detail, we will be actually calling it as photophosphorylation because it is taking place in the presence of light. So to be very specific, if I want to write, it can be mentioned here as photophosphorylation. The same goes here, cyclic photophosphorylation and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. So photophosphorylation is actually a process which involves formation of ATP. Phosphate group will be added. But then photophosphorylation, because it is taking place in the presence of light. Now, these complete light reaction or the process of photosynthesis, you can generalize the activities that are taking place. So the first activity that is going to take place is absorption of light. As a result of light absorption, there will be splitting of water molecule. Splitting of the water molecule is going to release oxygen. And these oxygen released is going to help in synthesis of ATP and NADPH, which are actually going to act as the storehouse for the release of energy. So this is about what the site of photosynthesis is structured and what are the different types of activities or reactions which are involved in the process of photosynthesis. In the next lecture, we will study about what are the pigments involved and how does these light reaction take place. Thank you.